Fair enough. Let's do this. Well, hello there. How's it going, humans? It is literally the middle of the night where I am. That's not on purpose. I did not mean to pop on this late. I actually, I was really, really exhausted, so I had to take a nap earlier because I did not sleep the night before. I was up, doing a lot of activist related stuff actually, editing various bits of footage that I have, preparing myself for podcasts that I will be on. Oh, a podcast that I'm going to be on. I was already on another one that I had been scheduled to be on, and yeah, I've just been non-stop freaking busy, like you would not believe. Not just not just with activist related stuff, but just in life. Oops, hold on. Let me just make sure here that I am good to go. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Done, on to the next one. Yeah. So, I have been, like I said, I've been very, very, very busy. Just like it feels like nonstop. Since the documentary dropped. Actually, before the documentary dropped, I feel like I was busy leading up to it. I mean, 2 weeks before the documentary dropped, on the 14th of July, I had my gallbladder removed, which was necessary, and I had been waiting for that for a couple of years already at that point. And then then once about a week or so before the documentary dropped, I kind of just rallied and was like, all right, I've got to start promoting this thing. It was weird. Like, I had been, aware that the documentary was going to come out like for about a month. I knew the exact date. But they told me, to kind of wait on promoting it. I guess because like they wanted to make sure that like they had official promo materials or whatever, or they thought like the closer that it was to the documentary actually coming out, the better. Because people will remember when you tell them a week in advance as opposed to a few weeks in advance. From what I understand, the director actually, Aaron, is not actually like super pleased about how little the documentary was promoted, and I mean, I have to agree with him. Like, I mean, that's like one of the things I would have liked to have been different about the whole thing. Is that I wish the documentary had been promoted a lot more and in advance, well in advance. But I nagged him enough, and I know from after talking to Mark O'Donnell and Kimmy O'Donnell that yeah, they they were on top of it just as much as I was, and wanting to get the doc out there. So yeah, we do what we can. But yeah, our hands were definitely tied as far as what we could do. But yeah, I did come on here like pretty much every day, almost every day. I think I gave myself a day off, but like almost every day before the documentary came on for like a week, even though I was still recovering from surgery and having some kind of complication from it. So I was actually in quite a bit of pain on a lot of those streams. But thank goodness for modern medicine, because that certainly made me able to get on and promote it and talk about it. I think I would have been like absolutely bedridden and unable to even move otherwise. So yeah, thank goodness. But yeah, I'm here. I'm here to talk about how I was going to say on Sunday, but today is now Sunday here. So later today, 10 a.m., there's going to be an Ask Me Anything, an AMA on Reddit. And it's going to be, as far as I know, so far, Mark O'Donnell, Kimmy O'Donnell, and now me, because they were cool enough to invite me. Yeah, like, if you have a buttload of questions you want to ask, like, that's your opportunity. They're going to be there answering questions. I know from what it says on the description of the AMA, Mark says he's going to be checking it throughout the day and responsive throughout the day. So that's great. I mean, if you have any questions for him, definitely take your shot. As for me, I will also be hanging around, throughout the day, poking my head in and keeping an eye on the notifications for that, so that I can answer any questions that anybody has. Because I definitely want to give people the opportunity to address me directly if they have any questions or concerns about about anything I can actually answer. I know there have been lots of comments on my part of the documentary, specifically in a couple of threads on Reddit, where people were mostly critical of what I did, and that's, like, I've said in past streams, that's fair. They're entitled to their opinions about what I do. I believe everybody's entitled to their opinion. Wouldn't take that away from them. But my experience has taught me that a lot of what they're saying is a bit misguided as far as the criticisms go. But I understand why they would have those criticisms. I mean, if you haven't had experience with what I do yourself, like from my side of it, not from the other side of just witnessing one of those protests, if you haven't actually done it yourself, I could see how... Oh, there we go. Sorry. I could see how you might think that it wouldn't be an effective method of activism. But it is. Fortunately, it does work. And actually, I got to say as much today on Lloyd's channel, of all places. I had actually just popped in to have a listen to what he had to say about the documentary. I guess now it's yesterday, Saturday. Because I knew he was going to have Mark and Kimmy on. And yeah, I was just curious as to what his take would be on it, because I know historically he's had not the best opinion of... not the most positive, I should say. Not the most positive opinion of people who... Well, not necessarily the people, but the types of activism that people like me do. Specifically going into the Kingdom Halls and addressing the witnesses directly. I mean, the run-of-the-mill typical opinion of somebody who's not in favor of it, and that's, that it pushes them deeper into their persecution complex and indoctrination, and that it actually prevents them from getting out, and that it scares them, or that it, makes people not want to listen to us, or it cements the idea that we're wicked apostates that are, possessed by Satan or whatever. And yeah, so I mean, I got to go on Lloyd's channel today. Well, like I said, technically it's yesterday now, and I got to address some of that. I wasn't actually expecting to. It was it was actually just totally random, totally unplanned. Oops. Oh gosh, my legs. Yeah, I had actually just gone on to listen to what he had to say, and then he opened up his StreamYard link to people who wanted to give comments on camera. And fortunately, I actually got in. I think, like, not a lot of people probably hopped on because, part of the stipulation that he had, one of the stipulations he had was that you need to show your face on camera because, trolls and stuff. So I was like, well, maybe I actually have a chance of getting to say something on there. Just by virtue of there probably not being a ton of people wanting to put their face on camera. you know, for various reasons. Like maybe they just don't want to mess with it, or maybe they're shy, or maybe they're afraid because they've got family who are in, and they're, you know, they don't want to, you know, ruffle any feathers or anything like that, or it's for a safety reason. You know, that's fine. So I figured it might have a shot. So yeah, I popped in. I didn't even know he was going to do that, actually. um, he had told me directly on Twitter, actually, a few days ago that he was going to have Mark and Kimmy on, and I told him, oh, good, good. Can't wait to check it out. So, you know, I figured if he wanted to have me on, he would have actually invited me, so I didn't expect to go on. But yeah, I hopped in on the stream in the little back room. Sorry to trigger anybody, not the back room. The little backstage area, if you want to call it that. And I waited my turn. I also sent them a little message in the chat saying it was me, you know, in case they didn't recognize me, because, I mean, glasses and hat, I don't look a ton like I did on the documentary. It's been like almost 3 years, so, I mean, let's be real here. I'm a little fluffier. I'm a little fluffier. I definitely didn't dress in the documentary the way I normally would have. Like, as far as, like, I didn't put the hat on and the glasses on. I definitely normally have this going on in real life. The clothes were definitely me, though. The, you know, ripped up jeans and the In Flames t-shirt. That's me. But yeah, I didn't have my glasses on. I think the director wanted my eyes to be showing, you know, so that it could convey more emotion. It was a little rough on me, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, like, truthfully, like, I do have photophobia. So bright lights in my eyeballs, hell, even like just like grocery store lights in my eyeballs, not fun for me. I literally wear sunglasses in the grocery store, and I'm sure people think I'm some kind of a stoner, but, you know, I gotta do what I gotta do. It hurts my eyes. What can I say? If I want to make it through the grocery store, I need two things. I need my sunglasses, and I need my earbuds, because the sounds are quite jarring for me as well. The photophobia and the misophonia are from me being on the autism spectrum, in case anybody's watching this that doesn't know that already. Also, yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to all the people who just subscribed to me recently. Thanks for stopping by. Definitely wasn't expecting that, but hey, happy to have you here. I hope you find something interesting on this channel, or something helpful. I have a lot of stuff. I put up a lot of my activism related stuff, so you can check that out. Like, there's a bunch of material coming out soon. I've been slowly uploading my memorial footage, because I did attend 2 Zoom memorials this past March. It was March, right? Gosh, time flies. I think it was March. It was either March or April. Probably April. Oh gosh, yeah, I don't remember. It has been, oh no, it was March. I think it was March 27th, actually. So yeah, you know, stick around if you want to check that out. There's also it's a very long video, and I should just chop it up, honestly, but it's a long video of me speaking with an elder on the phone. I'm just trying to get the Zoom link to the memorial locally, and we get into a really long conversation, and he tells me a lot of very surprising, well, surprising to the average person, not surprising so much to us Ex-JWs. Tells me a lot of stuff, and honestly, if anything, I was just surprised he told me. Thinking that I'm an outsider, I'm surprised he would tell me that stuff that he shared. But it was nothing I didn't already know, and that, you know, we as Ex-JWs would not already know about. Just stuff that you wouldn't think they would be telling an outsider. You know, like the fact that he was openly blaming young girls for being too promiscuous, and and in one instance for promoting the inappropriate contact that an adult man had with her. Like, that's absolutely ridiculous. Minors cannot consent, so promoting it, that's BS. Like, that just doesn't compute. Sorry. But yeah, there's other stuff, talk of trench coats and phone booths and anonymous calls to the police and going out in service with a child abuser, a CSA, well, yeah, a CSA person. Yeah, if you're wondering why I avoid saying the word, I hate saying it. It makes me feel gross. But yeah, you know what I'm talking about, that sort of abuse. Anyway, yeah, so there's that. The AMA coming up later on today at 10 a.m. Eastern. Eastern Standard Time. No, not Standard. Eastern Daylight Time. I think we're still in Daylight Time. And yeah, I'll be hanging out there. You can ask me whatever. And like I said, there's more footage coming out from the memorial and, well, from the two memorials. And also the studies that I did with that elder that I was just talking about, because I did study with him. And oh my gosh, the man, if you think I'm long-winded, if you think my videos are long-winded, and they are, you have not seen anything yet. This man, like, our very first study was literally 3 hours. That was our first study. 3 hours. You're not supposed to study for 3 hours. Back when I was in the cult, they told us, to keep it like an hour maximum, but you want to keep it kind of short, so you're not like suffocating the people that are that you're teaching. So yeah, that was wild. Like, and our studies were not any shorter than like an hour. I think we had mostly like 2 and 3 hour studies, and that's way too intense. So yeah, look out for that stuff. Also, as I mentioned, I did get to speak with Lloyd, Mark, and Kimmy today on the stream that he did about the documentary, and I kind of want to play a clip from that, just a little teeny tiny one, if anybody's curious. So let's see. Here's where I pop on.
Actually, I've noticed we have Asher. Welcome, Asher.
Yeah. Hey, I just saw the message.
Hi, Asher.
How's it going, y'all? It's good to see y'all.
Lovely to have you on.
This is a treat.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you so much for y'all's part in the documentary. I really, really appreciate it. I had no idea that was even going to be part of it. I'm really glad it was, though. So important. Absolutely, 100%.
Thank you.
Oh, your story too, Asher.
Oh, thank you.
Really powerful story.
Yeah,
I thought your interview, and I've been wanting to reach out to you because I know you've posted, and we're trying to get back to all of our messages, but I really thought that your on-camera presence, especially in the direct camera that you did with Jeff Fierzig, was just so powerful and, far better than anything that I did. It really was genuine. And I think you're great on camera, and you told a story, and look, not everybody agrees with how we all feel and react to certain things,
Sure.
Going into a Kingdom Hall and things, we all don't agree with certain things, but we do agree that your story is extremely important. What happened to your mom, it was all very genuine. The conversation with your grandmother, I mean, just the guts to talk to her on camera like that. I mean, thank you for doing that.
Definitely, and I think it's helped. I've had people come to me and talk about it, and I don't think they realize how that blood policy affects people, right? It's just...
Yeah, so, I just wanted to share a teeny tiny clip of that. The full chunk of what, of the interviews and all that stuff, they are on Lloyd's channel if you want to go check the whole thing out. Like I said, my presence on the stream was not planned. I just showed up because I wanted to tell Mark and Kimmy thanks, face to face. I had already thanked them posting and stuff like that, and I know that they saw that and everything. as they mentioned. But yeah, I just wanted an opportunity to tell them how I felt, face to face about their part in the documentary, and say thank you. And it ended up that Lloyd actually invited me to stick around to continue the discussion, because there were more people coming on to say what they wanted to say and all that. So yeah, he had me stick around, and then there was some more discussion after the viewers stopped commenting and stuff. Like, it was just us four discussing some stuff. And we had, I think, a pleasant conversation. I got to explain some stuff about the activism that I do, and to make it very clear, my positions on things, and that I don't in any way think that it wakes everybody up. Like, some people think that I do this assuming that me going into the hall and saying all that stuff is going to immediately wake everybody up. I make sure that people know that that's not at all what I think. I also let them know that I don't do it out of anger, because a lot of people for some reason seem to think that I do that out of anger or out of revenge, or that I'm trying to scare people or anything like that. And it's absolutely not. That's not how I operate. And I let people know that that I not only am I not under any illusions that that wakes people up immediately, or sorry, that wakes everybody up, but that it doesn't wake people up immediately. I mean, not always anyway. It actually has in some cases, surprisingly, but I don't expect it to do that. I expect it to be more of a long-term, slow burn type of effect. Plants a seed, like I said in the documentary. And yeah, I mean, everybody was really, really polite and nice about it. I know for a fact how, at least I know how Lloyd feels about Kingdom Hall protests, like the ones that I do. And he was still nice enough to listen to what I had to say on that, and he didn't throw me off his stream and call me an aggressive apostate or anything like that. So that was nice of him, and I appreciated that. I'm sure I haven't changed his views on that or anything, and I didn't go in there expecting to, but I'm grateful that I was given an opportunity to sort of address all of that to a much wider audience than I have been. I've pretty much only been talking to the 600 or so people on my channel, plus the few that see it on see my comments on Reddit. And I'm really glad that I got the chance to explain a little bit about some of the misconceptions that people have about my activism. I don't want people to go away from the documentary thinking that, yeah, I just want to go in there and get at those guys. And yeah, because a lot of people, I understand a lot of people really, like the ones that felt positively about it, that really made them feel good to see the witnesses getting told in their own house and all that stuff. They're like, yeah, I wish I had the guts to do that. I have some stuff to say to the elders, like stuff like that. And I understand that. I totally get that. It's just, that's not exactly the attitude that I have about what I do. I go in there literally like what I said in the stream, to present them with information that I don't think that they would have access to otherwise. That they may not have access to, or that they may not even go look up for themselves, because the cult teaches them not to go look into that stuff. And, sometimes there are people in the audience listening who already are having doubts, and all they need is just one more little thing to knock that right off the shelf. And sometimes I am the one thing, the one bun. No, I'm just kidding. No, but yeah, sometimes I have been, me and the other activists that do this kind of stuff, we have been that last straw, that final nail in the coffin. I was told, just a few weeks ago, right after the documentary came out that a person who I spoke with, they had been present at one of the crashes that I did. Or, sorry, not crashes, one of the protests. I don't call them crashes anymore. Negative connotation. But yeah, they were present at one of the protests that I did, and he was a ministerial servant, and he had heard what was said during the protest, and he thought to himself, like, this can't all be true. It can't be. That's weird. That's ridiculous. So he went and he looked that stuff up, and he found out that it was all true, what we were saying. And he was like, okay, well. And so he ended up fading and leaving the organization. And that's the kind of stuff like that typically happens. Like, you know, I don't really get too many hardcore witnesses that contact me and say they've left. I have before. You know, people that were like super in. And the thing is, most of the time, like hardcore witness or fringe witness or not, like the thing that I will get most often when people tell me that they've left because of a protest I did is that they were trying to prove me wrong. And I think that's a good thing to play off of, if you want to call it playing. I think that's a good thing, a good button to try to push, because witnesses really do pride themselves in, you know, knowing the truth better, knowing their religion better than other people do. No, you don't know us like that. Like, we're not like that, you know. And they love to prove people wrong about that, because they think they do know better. They think they know what they're involved in better than some people do. And yeah, and that they end up, you know, stumbling themselves by going to disprove the things that they hear sometimes. And that's usually who ends up, you know, getting woken up by the stuff that I do. So yeah, I mean, I got to talk about that a little bit, and yeah, just in general, I really did just go on there to thank Mark and Kimmy for their participation in the documentary, you know, face to face. And it was, like I said, it was a pretty pleasant experience. Definitely was not planned. I did not expect to stick around, or even beyond, actually. I wasn't sure that I would get put on, but pretty cool. Perhaps in the future, Lloyd will be open to having a more detailed, in-depth discussion on protests and such. I would love to have that discussion with him. But, you know, no expectation on that, because I know that that's not what he likes to focus on his channel, but if he ever does want to, I'm definitely open to it. But yeah, tomorrow, Reddit AMA, 10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's when it starts. I'll be checking the thread throughout the day. I mean, I don't expect to get a ton of comments or questions directed at me, but, you know, if anybody's watching this and does have something they want to ask, you know, that for some reason they don't want to ask it over here on YouTube, Reddit. I'll link the thread in the description of this stream. I actually forgot to. Oh, what's up, Nightmare? I just committed blasphemy. Well, that's great. I don't know what kind of blasphemy you committed exactly, but I doubt, you know, knowing you, I doubt it was anything bad. I'm pretty sure you must be kidding, of course. Let's see here. How long have I been blabbering away? I have been blabbering away for, whoa. No way. Really? That's a long time. Huh. Oh, right. I forgot to say, the reason, I don't know if you could hear with my really terrible audio in the video that I just uploaded yesterday. The one where I said I returned to Jehovah. I don't know if you could hear properly in the beginning, but I I am part of I'm part of two podcasts. Or I was on two podcasts. Okay, I was on one podcast, and I'm going to be on another one soon. And neither of them obviously are out yet. Obviously not the one that I haven't even been on yet, but the one I was on is not out yet. But that gentleman asked me if I had a photo of my old Kingdom Hall. And I could have gotten a screenshot from one of my protest videos, because, I protested my old hall. But I decided that it would be interesting to just pop over there. I went on Monday, and I went and visited my old hall, and I got some pictures of it, and I think the pictures came out all right. I mean, it's as nice as you can make a Kingdom Hall look. the den of evil. That's a Diablo 2 reference. Which, by the way, fun game. If anybody plays, hit me up. I would love to play with you. Yeah, like the the old Kingdom Hall. It was just as creepy as I remember it being, and yeah, so that's why I made that video. I figured it'd be, kind of goofy and fun to record while I was there. Just record my thoughts in the moment. I actually edited out a lot of me going, oh my god, I hate this, oh my god, me freaking out, basically just sighing a lot, like, ugh. Because I figured nobody wanted to watch that. But yeah, just for the record, yes, I was definitely experiencing some stress while I was there. It wasn't like all fun and games for me. But yeah, that's why I went back to my Kingdom Hall. I wasn't trying to go there and, like, one, I wasn't trying to go there to protest, because nobody's there. And two, I wasn't trying to go there to, just for fun or to attend a meeting. Again, nobody's there. I just went to get pictures. That was it. And I guess to make fun of the Kingdom Hall a little bit. I mean, if you don't laugh, you cry, right? So, yeah. There's a lot of stuff I didn't notice about the Kingdom Hall until I went back and I was, like, really looking at it closely. Like the little watchtower-shaped pillars on either side of the sign, or the little watchtower-shaped mailbox. Like, what the... How did I not notice that as a witness? There's just, like, so much stuff you don't notice until you're out. I mean, maybe people that are in notice that, but I certainly did not. I think that would have weirded me out a little bit if I had noticed that. I always thought does anybody else get this? Like, that the watchtower symbol itself, like the little watchtower thing, does anybody else feel, like, anxiety when they look at it? Like, even when I was in, that symbol was scary to me, and I could never put my finger on why, but it just made me feel like a sense of fear and dread in my chest when I would look at it. Like, wow, that looks like something kind of mysterious and even a little bit evil. And I can't understand why. And, like, now I understand why, but, like, back then, yeah, the watchtower symbol, like, instilled this weird, creepy fear type of feeling in me, and I don't know, just something about it seemed nefarious. I don't know how people look at that and think that, that's a friendly, symbol or anything, or people feel anything positive when they look at it. It terrifies me, and it did back then too. Anyway, whew, I don't want to keep y'all forever. I'm gonna go prepare for the second podcast that I'm going to be on. I gotta go set a date for that to record it with the dude. Like, he has a little calendar that I can choose a date from, and I gotta do a little prep as far as research, so that I can speak a little bit more thoroughly on the subjects that we're going to be talking about. And yeah, it's just been a wild, busy time. So wild, so busy. Gosh, I'm so exhausted, and I still have to. I have so much footage to edit. Even that short little 3-minute video that I put up of the Kingdom Hall, that took like a day to edit, because I was trying to blur out the address on the Kingdom Hall, not necessarily to protect them, but more to protect me, just in case they got a little froggy with me about me taking pictures of them and putting it online. I know it's totally legal to take pictures of them. That's fine, but there's video of me like walking up to their sign, sticking my camera like up close on their property. I'm like, I wasn't on their property. I was technically still outside of it, but like, I don't know, just in case they wanted to get froggy with me, I decided I'd just blur out the address so they don't even know where the hell I was exactly. I mean, I guess if they wanted to try hard enough, they could figure it out, but something tells me they're probably not going to. And if they do, I will damn sure exploit the hell out of the opportunity to talk about them in court. Like, people don't realize that's why they don't arrest the protesters at the Kingdom Hall. That's why they don't actually try to have us arrested. It's because, one, we're not doing anything worthy of being arrested for, and two, that would really just end worse for them than it would for us. Like, if they took us to court for that during the discovery phase of things, they would get wrecked. They would get absolutely wrecked. Yeah, once they realize why, like once the court realizes why we were there in the first place, once we have our chance to explain that, they're gonna get wrecked. It ain't gonna look good for them. So they don't want that kind of attention on them. So it's very unlikely that people like me would actually end up getting prosecuted for that. You'd have to really do something borderline illegal or outlandish in order to actually, have them take you to court, for them to feel like it's worth it to take you to court. So, yeah, I haven't even seen the cops yet at any of the protests that I went to. I have not even seen the cops. And I stuck around at my very first protest. I stuck around for like 30 minutes after I got kicked out of the building. And I was talking to the elders for like a good 30 minutes. And the cops never showed up. They actually told the cops, never mind, don't come, it's fine. So yeah, like they don't want none of that. I mean, that should make people feel better about whether or not like if you want to protest a Kingdom Hall, just let that make you feel better. Like, as long as you're not doing anything crazy, like trying to attack people or break stuff or whatever, they're probably not going to try to have you arrested. They really probably will not. Take that with a grain of salt, though. Do so at your own risk. Gotta say that legal disclaimer. If you're going to do it at your own risk. But all I'm saying is, from my experience, it seems highly unlikely you're going to get arrested for that. Nightmare says, well, I really dig that tower mailbox. I really made Jehovah proud. Oh, that really made Jehovah proud, yeah. Yeah. They really gotta make everything a little watchtower. Like, it's so weird. So weird. Can't you just make a normal building? Can you imagine the business that has to take over their building once they finally sell it? They're gonna be like, why is everything little watchtowers? Why does this look like a weird castle? And then that trailer in the back, what the heck was that? Well, good lord. I had somebody reach out to me and tell me that they think it might be for the CO, which actually I edited out the part of the video where I mentioned that that's probably, I wonder if that's for the CO when they stay there, the CO and his wife. I mean, it might be. I had that one elder I was talking about earlier tell me on the phone in that long conversation that they actually keep an apartment. They maintain an apartment in town for the CEO. So, I don't know. Maybe he was lying. Maybe he was like overselling it and it's really not an apartment and it's just like a little camper. Anyway, I'm gonna pop off. I gotta go make some 15 bean soup and just prepare for a lot of questions. Well, I hope there's going to be a lot of questions. I would love to answer plenty of questions if people have them. I'm all about answering questions. And after that, I'm going to do some more editing until I get tired enough to take a nap before tomorrow, before the AMA tomorrow. So much editing. So much editing. Alright. Let's see here. One last thing before we go here. Why are these underground holding cells here? Great question, Nightmare. Why indeed? Why does Watchtower headquarters have underground holding cells? Kind of makes you wonder, especially with the child abuse stuff going on. Yeah. Something to think about. But anyway, thanks a lot for hanging out, Nightmare, and thank you to anybody who watches this in the future.